It's a 1-year anniversary at Outer Worlds Comics. Let's celebrate. Hey everyone, this is Jeff, and welcome to the 1-year anniversary of Outer Worlds Comics. That's right, today is the day. 1 year ago, I started this channel, and I just want to say thank you for everybody that has watched and that has subscribed and likes and does all these things. You can do it now. You can hit like and subscribe and even add more fun to the party. So please do so. Thank you again for everybody watching. I'm going to do a kind of a smorgasbord of comic-related fun on today's show. I usually put them out on Sunday, but I figured I'd just wait for the 1-year anniversary and make it official on the big day. So yeah, very fun. I don't have a big spiel planned really for the 1-year anniversary. I'll just say it's been a lot of fun and I've learned some lessons. I look back from where I started on day one to today, and it's feels very different. I was very nervous for a long time, and I'm getting a little bit more comfortable, so that's something different. I feel really good about it. I've learned certainly like the hunt videos, like the yard sale videos, the storage unit videos. Those are the ones people seem to really like, and those are the ones that get all the views. But I do tend to like the ones that aren't necessarily always like that. They don't get a lot of views, but it kind of shows who my subscribers and followers are. I'll look at those, at the analytics of some of these videos, and it turns out when I'm getting all these views on some of these on some videos where I get a lot of views, it's not even really a lot of my subscribers, just kind of randoms finding me through the algorithm. So what I did think is, what I do want to give a shout out is to those loyal subscribers who kind of always check in on my show, who comment. I was at an event I'll talk about it in a second here this weekend, where I had a couple people approach me that have watched my channel, and like one guy I think was from Chicago. I think his name was Kevin. I'm bad with names, and I'll get better. I almost thought I need to write in my phone when someone says hello so I can remember the name. But the guy from Chicago, I think he had watched a video about some comic book shops that I did, the Colorado Comic Crawl. He mentioned that and hit some of those shops. Guy up in the Greeley area who was down, I think maybe with his wife. I'm not sure. I think that must have been her. Very nice people. Really nice talking to them. And then my buddy, whose name I'm probably going to mess up here. I want to say Shumi is his name. And I'm sorry, buddy, if I'm getting that wrong. I'm not great with names. You've got a great name. I should remember that name. And I've mentioned multiple times. It's shame on me. It's a me thing. I apologize. You're awesome. And so anyway, I want to say thank you to all those people that have continued to watch and comment and who subscribed and who say hello. That means the absolute world to me. And that's really what I wanted to try to get out of this channel, just to give me something to do as I got into the hobby again, and meet some people, which I've done big time, and I've met a lot of great people. So I really appreciate all of that support. So that's just my big thank you on my 1-year anniversary. Appreciate you people. And if you're just checking in for the first time, hang in with me, and we'll see. I don't know what I've got planned for this year. I know that I want to do some travel to try to hit some like fun outdoor yard sale events. I'm going to Heroes Con again. I wouldn't mind hitting some stuff on the East Coast. I want to get a little travel involved in my digging and picking and hunting. I feel like it's getting a little stale here in Colorado. I've kind of also reducing the amount of like, how much am I going to buy just randomly? I'm running out of space. So I'm always kind of rethinking and thinking about, I think we all do that as collectors, kind of how we want to pare things down or dial things in. So that's kind of what I see going on for the rest of for the second year of my channel. Hopefully I'm going to add a little bit of music related stuff into it. More to come on that. I've talked about it multiple times on the channel. Did get some feedback. People would be interested in that. So I'm just trying to figure out how to exactly present that. Basically kind of digging into my record collection and talking about a record or some music, and then maybe pairing it with like some comic art on the screen. So that's one thing I'm thinking about. All right, but you're here for comics. It's a comic book channel. enough talking. Let's get into some comics. So this weekend, I sold comics for the first time ever at an event. It was called the Super Duper Garage Sale in Longmont, Colorado. It's at the Boulder County Fairgrounds. So I paid $95 to get a 10 by 10 spot space, and my wife helped me out. She was amazing. She did my signage and stuff. I'll show some video here of what that booth looked like, what my setup. So I set up a bunch of extra comics that I have in storage that I need to get rid of. So I put a lot of them up for $1. And then I had one long box of books that I priced out. Most of it was like $3 to $5. And then I had a couple of short boxes of some like Hulk, Fantastic Four, some horror, some like G.I. Joe Transformers stuff, and then some underground stuff. Priced out that stuff a little bit, but nothing big. And then I sold some toys, some sci-fi books, and some other comic related stuff, whatever. And it was so much fun. I had a blast. I think I did pretty well for the first time I've ever done it. I did make a profit. I paid for the booth, and I ended up buying some stuff, and then we went out and had some drinks, got some food, and watched the Broncos game. All in, I think I did pretty good. I made a little over $500. So first time ever selling. I didn't have anything crazy. It was just a hodgepodge of stuff, so I was very happy with that. At that event, my buddy, again, I'm sorry about the name if I'm getting around, Shumi, he came up over and said hi, and he brought me this. So he knows I'm a big Hulk guy, and he found this. So it's the UK, the Mighty World of Marvel is a UK thing, so it's got 10 pence on there, and they did a bunch of Hulk stuff with that. So he knows I love Hulk, and dropped that off at the booth I was at, and I really appreciate that very much. Thank you for thinking of me. Appreciate the gift. That is really awesome. I think I have another one of these, so now I have two of them. Not the same issue, but now I have two of these in my collection, and I think these are just really cool. It's a nice addition to the Hulk collection, so thank you, buddy. I did buy one record. I'll show that off. I bought a Meat Puppets record. I love the Meat Puppets. Up on the Sun. So needed that for my Meat Puppets vinyl collection. And then I picked up 3 comics from one dealer. I got this Marvel Tales. This is 201. I got this because it's got Peter Porker, Spider-Ham. It's on there. So there's a backstory of Spider-Ham in there. I thought it was cool. Captain Britain showing up there. And then I got this Authority. That was kind of just like a random, I don't know what. I'm not clear. I'm not real knowledgeable on the Authority volumes. So I was like, oh, Authority #1, I'll get it. It's a volume 4, so whatever. Pick that up. And then this was awesome. I don't buy a lot of these Marvel superheroes for Hulk. I have not gone in that direction yet. But I do have a few, and I just thought this cover was so awesome. So picked up this Marvel Superheroes featuring the Incredible Hulk. This is issue number 82 with an amazing Hulk cover. So did not have that in the collection, had to grab that. And then from another guy, there's an older gentleman that's where I really started first buying underground comics. At this event last year, he was there. And met him, really great guy. And so I bought some underground comics off of him at that point. So that was like a few, 6 months into me collecting, first time really going out on the wild, starting doing hunts and stuff like that, to events and things. So I don't know, doesn't matter. Great guy. And so I went and bought some books. Actually, he brought me some books at first because he knows that I like underground, and he saw that I'd seen him and told him I was selling there. So anyway, I bought this off him. Partridge Family Summer Special. This is Partridge Family #5, Charlton. I just grab these kind of things, these Charlton stuff, if I get them cheap. He brought this to my booth, Rock and Roll, Bob Dylan. I do collect these rock and roll comics, love Bob Dylan, so that was a must. I bought this at his booth, Rip Off Comics #2. Add to the underground collection. This is another one he brought to me along with that Bob Dylan. Cornfed Comics #2. And then this is a Cheech Wizards collection kind of, I think, or it's from 1986, I believe. So Cheech Wizard. And then we have this Girl Fight Comics #2. I think I have #1, so I needed that #2. So that's awesome. And then I've got another Skull Comics number 3. I've got a third printing of this. This is a 5th printing. I didn't really look to see what printing it was at the time when I bought it. It just was in pretty nice shape. So I was happy to grab that. It's an upgrade over the one I have, although the one I have is a 3rd printing. But either way, Skull Comics is always cool. So pick that up. Oops. So that was what I got at that event that I sold at, which was really fun, really cool. We'll see if I keep doing that. If I end up with enough stock, I'll probably find myself doing that again next year. And if I can't find another opportunity to sell, I'll do that. What else do I have for us today? Oh, of course. Really awesome. Really awesome. I should have led with this, but I wanted to just start talking. Now, I don't have a plan when I sit down. This is the coolest thing that I want to show today. There's a guy named Adam on Up and Adam Comics. You need to check out Up and Adam Comics. He's a great guy, very knowledgeable, very nice guy. Seems to be one of the nicest guys in the YouTube comic book community from what I can tell. And he's a great artist. And he makes these comic covers, and he's been sending them out to various comic book YouTube channel creators and our channel, people that have their own channel. So I was sitting on the couch, I think it was right around New Year's, and my wife hands me a package, and I thought it might have been like something from work, and I didn't even look at where it was from. If I did, it wasn't registering. So anyway, I opened it, and sure enough, he sent me a cover. Check this out. So it's a cover from Alpha Flight number 1. I'm gonna probably do a close-up of this so it's not all glary. I don't know if I'll do that or not. I'll try, but either way, you can see here Alpha Flight cover number 1, an homage with Outer Worlds on there, and he's got some great stuff. So he mixed all of my favorite things. So we got a comic book, we got Alpha Flight, which is one of my favorite comics, and then he put Fish in there because he's a Fish fan as well, and I'm a Fish fan, the band. So he's got me in there, number 1, with my shirt that I'm wearing right now, my Hulk shirt, which I thought that was an amazing touch. And then there's Trey from Fish, and then he's got Paige, Fishman as Puck, which is just super incredible. And then I'm trying to figure out where there's Mike Gordon right there. And then he's got my name. This is the Fish logo. And he's got it, but it says Jeff with a P. That is amazing. Then he's got Silver Surfer flying down, and he's speaking lyrics to YAM. It's probably their most famous all-time classic song. It says, "Watch you Fizi drive me to frenzy." And if you're a Fish fan, you understand what that means. But man, I just thought I was so surprised. I got a little emotional, honestly, when I opened that, and it's just amazing. And this is so cool and so thoughtful. He's just a great, really nice guy. I have not met him in person. I really would like to do that at some point. Hopefully, I like to meet a lot of people, but he's one of them I'd like to meet and thank him in person. He wrote a very nice note. He had some notes, had some notes about how he did, how he put it together. Trey is probably hairiest, so he needed to be Sasquatch. That was great. Thought Fishman was an easy call for Puck. Yes, I agree. But a very nice note on the back. So Adam, thank you so much, man. You are a gift to the comic book community, to the YouTube community, and just appreciate that amazing, wonderful energy you put out to people. Very nice. People need it. And it was just a very thoughtful thing to do. I absolutely love it. I'm going to get this framed, and I've got a great spot for it, kind of on my fish wall over there. I would like to put it so people could see it, and I may end up doing that, but I've got this wall of Fish kind of original artwork and ticket stubs, and I just think it would look great with all of that stuff. So thought that was really incredible. Thank you so much, Adam. Again, can't thank you enough. I just thought it was truly, truly amazing. Here, I'll do this one real quick. So speaking of music and Fish, and Bobby Ware from the Grateful Dead passed away within the last week, a week ago or so. And very sad. I saw the Grateful Dead in 1993 for the first time. I think in 93 or 94, I can't remember, 93 maybe. And then I saw him in 94, Buckeye Lake, saw him in Deer Creek, and then I saw the very last show in Chicago at Soldier Field. So I saw Jerry's last show. And then I went to Fare Thee Well in Chicago, which is kind of the last time all the members of the Dead played together. It's called Fare Thee Well. Trey Anastasio was lead guitarist on from Fish. So very, very sad, kind of, Bobby was older, and you could tell maybe he was starting to decline a little bit. And then it was very silent from the last shows they played in August. And so still very, very shocking, and feels too soon. And it's really the end of a thing, it's kind of the end of the Dead as we know it. I would say there's probably nothing that's going to really match Dead and Company. I don't know what they'll do. I don't know if they'll continue. So it's the end of an era, without a doubt, in my mind. It was some people say it was the end of the era when Jerry died, but the spirit continued in a good way, and Bobby was a huge part of that. So Bobby's loss is huge. So during this recent, I've been watching a lot of clips, and a lot of people from the San Francisco scene have been talking about the Dead and Bobby. And in one of the interviews, I saw it mentioned Gilbert Shelton. I had never put all of this together. So this is Shakedown Street, and it's a great album by the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead were not known for their albums, but I listened to this album a lot when I was first kind of discovering the Dead. I would listen to their albums, and that's what was one way for me to learn the songs. So I like this album a lot, actually. And the artwork, the cover was always really cool to me, but I never put two and two together, that Gilbert Shelton is the guy who created the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. So now it makes total sense. I just never kind of added the two and put two and two together. And I've been collecting a lot of underground comics, so that's been a big thing that I've been into. So I just thought I would kind of, show that off. Gilbert Shelton, Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. It kind of looks like Jerry, honestly, right there. Annie's responsible for creating Fat Freddy's cat, which she got right here. So there you go. So I just figured I would tie in a comic to some music and give my respect to Bobby Weir, my respect to the Grateful Dead. A huge part of my life, as much as, early on, as much as Fish, and really shaped the course of my life in many ways, the Grateful Dead did. So, respect to Bobby and to Gilbert Shelton for doing that cover. So, I pulled out this record just to ace the man. There he is, Bobby. So that was sad, and we'll remember him. But okay, one last piece here. We're at 17 minutes. See if I can't crank this out really fast. I have two boxes. These are from Whatnot. One of them I have no idea what it is. Don't remember it. It's very light. And then this one is from a seller that I'll talk about when I open that. So I'm going to do this, and then we're going to edit, and boom, they're going to be open. We're going to look. All right, so let's do it. All right, we're back. Okay, so the first one that was very light, I pulled out. I forgot I bought a couple of magazines. I got this. This was like in a really bad bag and board, so I just took it out. This is Earth Volume 2, Number 1, and I didn't even really know of the existence of Earth. I saw this on an online auction and just thought it was interesting. There were several of these Earths, but I wanted this one because it had some R-Crumb. It had an R-Crumb comic inside it, story, comic strip kind of thing. And there's a really cool poster in this thing. So it's kind of a counterculture hippie thing from the early 70s. So I think this is January of 1971. That cover is by Bob Zoll, I think is the name, who's a name that's frankly not, I don't know Bob Zoll. There's also a Merry Christmas poster inside. I'm not going to pull it out, but so I wanted to just kind of research this because I do collect magazines. I like counterculture stuff. So I thought this was really cool, and paid a little bit for this one, but that was okay. This one I got really cheap, and I had never heard of this magazine. And this was this is volume 1, number 1 of Gasm. Spaced out illustrated fantasies, fantastic sci-fi, comics art, the best work from the new wave of American artists. So I thought that was cool. Definitely a nice addition. It's in pretty nice shape too. Nice addition to my magazine collection. Thought it was awesome. So that was in those. It's at that big box with 2 magazines. Okay, so lastly, this other one is, there's a seller on Whatnot. I might have talked to him about him before. He's not a comic guy, but he ended up buying a bunch of long boxes of comics that was a bunch of indie stuff and then some Marvel, some DC, and he's just running everything for $1. I've bought from him 3 times now. The first time I just bought here's the problem. He doesn't really show off the condition. He doesn't even care because he's not a comic guy. He's just throwing a comic up there, $1. So you're able to get a lot of dollar comics. And he doesn't know anything about them. So if you're on the spot or your knowledge is deep, you can find some scores in there. Like there were some scores in there that we had. And I lost a big one. I kind of screwed it up. But then I've also screwed up and thinking I've got something big. Turns out it's not. The second time I did that, way overpaid for a comic. Was absolutely furious with myself. I've not done that many times on Whatnot. This time I did it, and I was so pissed that I did it. So I was like, I'm done with that. I'm not doing that anymore. And I happened to be screwing around over the holidays recently, during New Year's, I think. And he was up there, and I just popped in and was like, I'll see what I got. So I did it again. I went and bought some cheap comics from this guy. And again, like you can't tell, like there's stickers on the books. He doesn't send them all back. If they're not back and boarded, they're not coming back and boarded. You can't get a great sense of the condition because he's kind of going fast. So I just opened this, and as I was kind of stacking them up, I'm like, I don't know why I did this, but whatever. I'm going to really watch myself next time. But I got this Transformers book for $1, but it's got a sticker on it. So, little comics magazine. He had a Starstream, which now I actually ended up buying all those Starstreams recently, and this is Starstream number 3. It's in nice shape, but it's got a couple stickers on it, which is unfortunate because I didn't catch that. Otherwise, it's in great shape. I overpaid for this. Vampires number 1. Overpaid for it. So frustrating. I don't know why I did that. I could have gotten this thing on eBay for like $2. But I didn't. I paid like $8 or $10 or something like that. I know that when I did it, I was like, why did I do that? Because somebody was bidding me up on it and I wanted it. And so I paid, and I'm stupid. I shouldn't have done that. Pisses me off. Okay, this one. We got Doctor Who number 3. Got it for $1. I like that because it's kind of like a werewolf cover. Doctor Who turning into a werewolf. So I had to have that. This was actually a score. Nobody bid on this. I got it for $1. It's Bomba the Jungle Boy, number 4. This is more than $1. It's not in terrible, it's a very good, I would say. Like a 4, 4.5. It's pretty nice. It's not bad. I don't know, maybe this is a 5. I don't know, probably a 4.5. But that was awesome for $1. And it's like a Good Girl cover. I can't think of the name of the artist on this. Comic Mike just did one of his shows on, and he was showing some of these off. He bought like this. It's like there's like 6 issues or 5 issues. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was probably my favorite score out of this thing. This one, I thought I was also getting a score, and I probably overpaid for it because based on, you couldn't tell, it looked like it was in really good condition. So I was like, I'm going to snag this thing, and it's not in good condition. It's not in good condition. So I already have one, and I think the one I have is actually better condition. I thought this was an upgrade. God dang Whatnot. Sticking to the sellers I know and like, and know what they're doing with comics. This was cool. Body Count number 1 from Aircel for $1. I got these for $1, and they're actually in not bad shape. But Nova, I'm trying to work on that run. So we got Nova. That was 16. Nova 17. Nova number 3. This is a nice shape. Really nice shape. Nova number 3. Came not bagged and boarded. It's pretty nice. And then we have this Aliens and Predator. Aliens, Predator, the deadliest of species, 10 of $12. Got this for $1. This is kind of a key. I actually have a copy of it. Dark Horse Comics number 7, beginning an all-new Star Wars adventure. Sounds pretty cool. Wizard of 4th Street. I got this because this is issue 1 of 6. Don't know what issue it is, but there's a guy in our comic group that has done some artwork inside this, or the cover. I can't remember if he's done the whole thing. I've sat with him and he showed me all of it, what he's done, but I forget. But guy at our comic group, older gentleman, great guy, did artwork on this book. So I had to have that. I feel like this was issue 3 Jinx. He might have given that to me. We got Alien Worlds number 1. Again, most of these I got for $1. Champion Sports number 3. It's probably a 4.5 to a 5. Thought it was better. Battle Classics number 1. This is actually not in bad shape, so that's pretty cool. Just weird. I've never seen it. Gyrobotics by Mark Bodie. I don't know if he signed this. It doesn't look like it. I don't know. It was kind of an underground thing for $1. Got this Mystery in Space. This is actually in nice shape. Mystery in Space 117. We got Mystery in Space 116. Also in nice shape. And another one of these Vampires number 2. That's a great cover. We got a Punisher magazine. It's the first issue. Not in great shape. Not in great shape. And we got this Prime Cuts number 4, Fantagraphic. And last but not least, I have no idea what this is. It's Savoir Ferry, Murphy's Manor by Kurt Erickson from Toledo, Ohio. I don't know. Look kind of like a fanzine. So we'll have to look what this is about. But this is actually not in bad shape. So I kind of like stuff like that. You never know what it is. All right, that's it, everybody. 1 year anniversary. I appreciate everybody watching, and I don't know what else to say. Let's see. Appreciate some of the people that supported me as I was getting started. Pocket full of comics, Mon Comics, and Patriot Comics. Those are all guys that kind of supported me early on by giving me some advice, encouragement, all that stuff. So if you're not following their channels, go check them out. Great channels, great guys. Otherwise, that's it. I think that's it. I've talked enough. Thanks everybody for watching, and looking forward to year 2 of the channel. Hit like and subscribe, do all the good things, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. Peace out.